Good morning and welcome to my new series on self-care. So some of you may have known that I have posted a video yesterday on my self-care planner and how to use it and to show you the content that's in it. And that is what we're going to use for this series. Now, I say that loosely because if you have a self-planner that you really like, please by all means use that. If you want to use my self-care planner, you can find it on in my Etsy shop, and the link is below. So it's going to kind of be structured where we're going to, first of all, today set our goals for our mental health and for our physical health. And then we're also going to set up some routines for morning and evening. And then I have a couple of things that I'd like you to do, set up so that we can talk about them next week. And then next week we will go over like a weekly check-in, and I will show you that along the way. So why don't we go ahead and get started with these goals? So for those of you who are not familiar, this is my self-care planner. You can find it on my Etsy shop linked below. And the calendar, make sure you guys use this. You can check off the dates for whenever you use the planner. And today, now we'll start with our mental health goals. So remember, we are splitting them up into mental and physical. So for mental health goals, for me, well, I think getting dressed is probably one of the most important things. When I'm working from home, I tend to not get dressed in the morning, and I think that it probably affects me all day long because when I do get dressed, I feel like I'm more productive. And, your standard brushing my teeth, I definitely want to make sure I'm brushing my teeth every day. Sometimes when I'm at home, I don't have to go into work, sadly, forget to, or I don't brush my teeth until later in the afternoon. So I want to prioritize that and make that in the morning. And then I definitely want to prioritize my morning and evening routines. Those are new for me. I do things sporadically, but I want to make sure I start being consistent. For weekly goals, I've decided I need to meditate. And I used to be really good at it, but I've kind of strayed away from it. But I think that I'm going to start doing that this year and see how successful I can be. It's hard for me to quiet my mind, but I'm going to do my best. And then this is also going to be very difficult for me, is taking a media break. At least, I guess I should have written social media break. Because I definitely get caught up in the social media. And so I think one day a week just to kind of step away is going to be really healthy for my mental health. Yearly goals. Well, right now I only get about 6 hours of sleep a night, and I really need to bump that up to 7. So that is what I'm going to work on this year. And then I definitely need to plan another trip. That trip was really good for me. And now that I know I can do it, I'm not afraid to go somewhere anymore. And then, of course, meditate. I need to start meditating consistently and, successfully. I think I'm going to write that down. So... yeah. So what do you guys think? What are some of your goals? I know they can be really daunting, and I always try to find goals that are not the, standard goals, but so just kind of play around with it. And what's really important to know too is you can always change your goal. It doesn't matter. You can change your goal. You can add goals. This is for you. This is whatever you want to do. Just, know that it's something that you're going to want to kind of go back and reassess every so often. And I'm really excited. And I do think I'm probably going to add more goals along the way. I'm not sure. So in any case, what's next is how will I get there? One of the biggest things for me is I have to keep telling myself I'm worthy. because I sometimes forget that I am. And I'm going to be my own hype girl this year. I always rely on other people to hype me up, and I think that has backfired for me. So I'm going to start hyping myself up. And what's most important is I need to support myself when no one else does. Because, again, I look for other people to do that for me, and I really need to support myself because I know I can do it. And then I added some notes here. I know I will succeed, and I am worthy. You guys, it's really great to write notes to yourself. Just tell yourself you're worthy. Hype yourself up. This is going to be hard. 2023 was very difficult for me. And I'm sure 2024, hopefully it's not going to be as difficult, but there's going to be other obstacles or other things in the way that I'm going to have to deal with, that we're all going to have to deal with. And it's just about, looking at, helping each other out. And that's what this is all about. I just got done showing you the weekly check-in. That's what we're going to do every week. Just kind of check in with each other and see how we're doing. And now here, I've moved on to the morning routine. And again, one of the biggest things for me is if I'm not going to work, I need to get dressed and not stay in my jammies because I will stay in my jammies the entire weekend sometimes. And that's not going to happen anymore. I'm done doing that. And then also, so this being the morning routine, these are things I plan on doing every single morning. Getting dressed, brushing my teeth, showering. What else am I writing here? Oh yes, eating a healthy breakfast. That is very important to me. I know some people don't eat breakfast. And by the way, you guys, I am no expert at any of this. This is just what I'm doing for myself, and I want to share because I'm hoping that it might inspire somebody else to, get on track and to, join me in my journey towards getting healthy. So I also have set up a skincare routine. Oh, not skin car, skincare. I have set one of those up for me, and because I'm not getting any younger, so I have to take care of my skin. And I actually have really dry skin too. So if anyone has any suggestions on something that works for dry skin, please let me know. The other thing is I'm going to tell myself I'm amazing every morning. And then I'm just showing you where you check it off. You can check off every day that you have done your routine. Okay, now on to the evening routine. And the evening routine, there's, a few things that are the same, like washing your face, brushing your teeth. I think for me, those are really important. My skincare routine is also going to be very important. And I've decided that in the evenings is when I'm going to meditate, because I think that for me in the past, meditation just seems to relax me to the point where I might be able to sleep better. So I've decided that I'm going to do that at night.
Those are for
you. And
you.
then the other thing too is so that I don't feel like I'm rushed in the morning, I've decided that I'm going to set my clothes out the night before and just make sure that I'm all prepared to go into work or to make sure that I get dressed and not stay in my PJs all day long. And then the other thing too is I need to make sure that I'm sleeping or that lights are out and phone is down by 11 p.m. Now I do have a very bad habit of being on my phone to try to help me fall asleep. And I feel like it does, but I'm sure it probably doesn't. So I'm really going to try to work on that too. So now we're going to get to our physical health goals. So this one, man, I rewrote these goals a lot. And because I started off doing your standard routine or your standard goals and this and that, or your yearly, what's the word I'm looking for? Resolutions. And I didn't want it to be a resolution because I fail at those all the time. So I figured these probably need to be more like goals. Like, I need to drink more water. I need to snack less. I need to eat healthy meals. Now, those, I guess, are pretty standard. But there, I have a few that I know, I'm sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought. Being specific, I think, is also really important too. Like for here, my weekly goals, I want to work out 4 days a week. I've been doing really well in 2023, working out 3 days a week, and sometimes I hit 4. But this year I'm going to hit 4, and maybe I'm even going to hit 5. But right now, let's stick with 4. And then I also need to meal prep on Sundays. When I meal prep on Sundays, I feel like I'm less stressed. So that actually could have gone into my mental health too. But I definitely want to make sure that I'm meal prepping on the Sundays. And then I also think I'm gonna prep my weekly workouts. My schedule. I'm going to say, okay, this is the video I'm doing this day. This is what I'm going to do this day, and kind of prep it so that I don't sit and look for a video that very day to see which one I want to do and which one I feel like doing. So that is going to be new for me. And on my yearly goals, oh boy, this one was hard. And this is where my very first one was, lose 100 pounds. And I'm like, this is about getting healthy, and I know that I have been working on my physical health, all of last year, all of 2023, and this year it's going to be focusing more on my nutritional health, and so but I still needed to put down things like I want to be able to walk up and down the stairs normally. Like I walk up one leg at a time, and I want to be able to just, walk up the stairs normal. So that's one of the things I put on. I want to go out for a walk with my daughter and my dog, and, and be able to actually walk. I can't even go up and down my driveway right now because it's slanted a little bit. And yet there I did put down that I want to lose 50 pounds because, like it or not, I am morbidly obese and I have to lose weight. And I probably should have put 100 pounds, but I feel like I'm going to fail if I put 100 pounds because it's not about that for me. It's about getting healthy. And if I lose more than 50, that's great. But I think that I'm just going to keep it at 50 so I don't hyper focus on the numbers, and that I focus solely on getting myself nutritionally balanced, getting a better relationship with food, and in being more physical. And so how am I going to get there? Being consistent, knowing that I'm definitely worthy, and I definitely have to change the negative self-talk, because I have such negative self-talk, and I'm always trying to talk myself out of it, but I need to do a better job this year. And most importantly, I need to remember that I am strong, that I'm resilient, and that I am worthy. So that is everything that I think I'm doing for my physical goals. What about you guys? What are some of the things that you're going to do? I'd love to hear you share them in the comments. And, again, if you have a great idea, I might want to, follow your suit. And if you think these are good for you, you should follow suit too. And what I'm showing you here is we're going to go over the weekly menu and the weekly workout journal next week as well, just to get an idea of how you guys were doing. And then also, I think I forgot to show you one. Yeah, right here, the weekly food diary. Yeah, so I'm actually going to be seeing a nutritionist this year, but I'm not going to see them until I think the end of the week. So my my meals may not be that great this week, but I'll still share them with you next week. And then we are going to go through this weekly check-in. So let's talk about all of this next week. And I hope that you are going to join me. I'm really excited about this. I will see you next week.